This is just an honest question. If somebody does something to you, why don't you always go and attack the person who did it to you? Why do you have to disrupt everybody else's life?
Yep. PeaCoat. Slip. PeaCoat slip. PeaCoat slip. Yep. All I do is win.
Beautiful people, I'm so glad to be back with y'all. Episode 55. Let's get it. Let's get it. For the first topic, we gotta talk about Cop City. Apparently, there was a young gentleman who was killed. His name was Manuel Esteban. Can't say the last name, so I'm gonna put it on the screen. Well, apparently, he was in a restricted zone protesting. And while he was protesting in this restricted zone that was already taken over by the city, or the state, or whoever it may be, a government entity, he was shot and killed. Now, the issue is, people don't know why he was shot and how he was shot, or do they have a video of him getting shot? No one has that information. There was no body cams. These officers that did the shooting did not wear body cams. But you gotta remember, this is a protest. So people were agitating things. When the police got over there, they found things like grenades and all types of other flash bombs and crazy stuff. Allegedly. That's what they said they found. Meanwhile, no body cams. Apparently, Cop City, or the area in which that they are protesting on, was supposed to be a training facility area, or a training area for Atlanta police or other officers to become better at their job. You know what I mean? To do raids, run up in people's stuff, when they doing RICOs and stuff. Yeah, that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Catching criminals, drug dealers, stuff like that. Because that's what they do. Mess with the regular driver who's driving on the street just because, maybe these tags is dead for like 2 days. Like, come on, man. You driving 5 miles under the speed limit.
My love for God elevates past behaviors. My vegan power is one with nature. Understand who's the owners and players of this game called life. Disrespect come from distant haters, but my love for God elevates past behaviors. My vegan power is one with nature.
So what do you think the people did? Do you think that man protested by himself and came alone to this event? Do you think he was the only person over there? If they said they found those alleged items, the grenades and all that other stuff, flash grenades and all that stuff, you know what I mean, and guns and stuff, if they said that they found some of this stuff, what makes you believe that his people weren't going to respond? Allegedly. And I'm saying allegedly because I don't know if these was his people. Because after that, there was a protest. People was walking down the street. All of a sudden, a group of people, all black, jump out and then start destroying stuff. This relates a lot to what happened when I was walking in, I think it was 2017. It was at Trump's inauguration. I was walking down the street and it was in DC. And then all of a sudden this group jumped out of the group that we was in. And they was wearing all black and they started like destroying, I think it was Starbucks and McDonald's. I was like, whoa, what's going on? I'm not a part of this. I have nothing to do with this. I am innocent, so I went home. I went home, man. I stayed away from the trouble. I was not about to be out there, an example made out of, you know what I mean? I didn't want to end up like I'm foreshadowing, like the January 6th people. I didn't want to end up like them. But for some reason, y'all allow the destruction of other people's property, and y'all think that's okay, an okay way to protest for some type of injustice that you experience. Why? This is just an honest question. If somebody does something to you, why don't you always go and attack the person who did it to you? Why do you have to disrupt everybody else's life? These people jumped out, started breaking stuff, windows, set a cop car on fire, all types of other stuff. Allegedly. 7 people was arrested from that. Let's really think about this. We sitting here, minding our business, going about our day. In other states, no, I'm sorry, we're not. We're protesting. Why are we protesting? Because we see other people doing it. Is that why we're protesting? Because other people doing it? Bunch of followers, bro. All betas, no alphas. That's right quick. Some Mars boy, intergalactic. You alpha, be rich and flow, bitch. Lit. Bitch, you just sleep. Wasn't feeling the energy. What do I mean by that? My wit. Let's go to the next topic. About cops. We had a traffic stop that went wrong. Traffic stop that went terribly wrong for a young gentleman named Tyre Nichols. Tyre Nichols, from what I understand, was a pretty good skateboarder, you know, from the videos that I've seen of him, in the positive light. But the ones that I've seen in that night light, after they had subdued him and had him in handcuffs and took turns punching him in his face. What do you mean, PeaCoat? I'll tell you what I mean. On video, 5 Atlanta police officers were seen kicking, punching, and beating on a man that they already had in custody. They already had his hands behind his back. They already had him in cuffs at a point in time. They pushed him on the ground. They hit him. Did all types of stuff. And then when all the backup showed up, they tried to make it look like, oh, he reached for my gun. They were trying to make up their stories and get their stories straight. Allegedly. Allegedly. And I have to keep saying allegedly because this is still an open case. Because you know what they were charged with? They were charged with second-degree murder. And then one of the charges I seen said, official oppression. Official oppression. What is official oppression? I feel like I experience official oppression every day of my life. I'm sure a lot of you do too. But anyways, they beat that man. They kicked him. They punched him. They slammed him. They tased him. They maced him, I think. A whole bunch of stuff happened to this man for a traffic stop. People claim that they pulled him out of the car and then he started to run, and then the area that he ran to, they caught up with him. And then that's when they just started manhandling him. So at some point he was not resisting no more. And then the parts that I seen was taken from across the street from somebody else's camera, where he was standing under the light, and it looked like a gang initiation. Like, to tell you the truth, to me it looked like a gang initiation. As if those officers was beating up on him to join a gang of some sort. They said that they all did it, so now they all in a pack. And apparently they called groups like this in that part of Memphis, they called them, the Scorpion group or something like that? They call them Scorpion. It's wild. I guess because they catch up and they sting me. They saw what they did to him. He died like 2-3 days later. And what did he do wrong? He was black and tall, apparently. That's what I'm seeing. Because nobody wants to give out the reason for what he was stopped for. An original press release, when they started talking about, why they pulled him over, nobody wanted to mention that. I listened to what the man said. I think it was the district attorney. He said, we don't want to get into all of that. Just know that there was a stop, that there was a traffic stop. We're not saying if it was warranted or not, this, that, and the third. The only thing that I like to commend people on is good works. And the good works, I think of this lady, I think her name is Amber. Her Instagram is Amberisms. And she's been working, doing sit-ins and stuff like that, and just pulling up on the people who need to be pulled up on that's in that state. You know what I mean? To make stuff move. And if it wasn't for people like that on the ground pulling up on people peacefully over and over and over and over and over until they see him. If it wasn't for her pulling up on that, you never know. These body cams wouldn't have came out. They gonna release the body cams like it was the Super Bowl Sunday. Talking about something, it's coming out Friday at 6 p.m. Give a long speech before it come out, and then guess what happened? You see the mayhem. You see the beat. You see what happened. You see nobody really cared about that man's life. And then all of a sudden, people is charged with second degree and this, that, and the third. Nothing matched the actual papers in which was written. What do you mean, PeaCoat? I'm talking about when they did the police report did not match anything that happened in the body cam. And it didn't match anything that happened in the camera across the street. And I guarantee you, if there was no camera across the street that caught those punches that went down, that body cam would have miraculously disappeared. Wouldn't have been working. Wouldn't have seen anything. Audio and video would have went black. I guarantee you that. But you know what the issue is? The real issue is y'all thinking T'Challa gonna come and save y'all. Y'all thinking Black Panther is real. Y'all thinking Wakanda is real. That's what y'all thinking. Y'all busy looking up the Woman King, hoping that she come out and save y'all too. Let's be real. We need to get out of the movies. We need to get out of everything that they got going on. By they, I mean the world. We need to get out of all of that stuff. In real life, we're being hunted, chased down, and beaten. Not just by them, but by our own people who are being corrupted by them. Again, that looked like a gang initiation. Y'all can say what y'all want. Y'all can say what y'all want. That looked like a gang initiation. And apparently one of the people had got in trouble. One of the officers got in trouble previously for assaulting prisoners in a correctional facility. It's funny how they pull up your history after you do something bad. Everybody know your history after you do something bad. That's crazy, but nobody know your history when you're doing stuff good. That's how information travels, yo. That's how information travels. They gave him the works. They gave him the works. And guess what? I hope they family give them the works in the courtroom. And I hope swift justice is taken. But it's crazy how this happened, swift justice taken. When George Floyd happened, everything happened extra slow before anybody got arrested. You know what I mean? And it's also crazy how it was our own people, not all skin folk or kin folk. This is an obvious observation that I have made just now. Not all prison pipelines put friends in jail. All that gang for God's sake. But disconnect is there, but I just have to go slip. Are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for joining us here at PeaCoat In The Morning. Now, right here where we are at the minute 30-second mark, you can go ahead and put your video here, your commercial, advertising. We got it all. We got it all. Maybe I'll even put it as a slide on the actual show. But if you want anything else, make sure you hit the website at www.peacoatslim.com. I'm not wearing the PeaCoat, but PeaCoatslim.com. You was in America and you decided to walk outside to your BB&T or your TD Bank or your Chevy Chase or whatever they call Capital One. You decide to go to one of those banks, right? Try to withdraw money and they say, nah, they ain't got your money. And you like, no, my check was just deposited here. I know they got my money. I gotta pay rent, I gotta pay mortgage, I gotta pay whatever. And they're like, nope, sorry, you can't get your money, we invested it. One, who told you to invest it? And two, what did you invest it in? They don't want to talk, they don't want to give you that. So now a crowd of people start to come around. And a bigger crowd, and a bigger crowd. And what happens? I'll tell you what happens. It wasn't too long ago, maybe 7 episodes ago, 8 episodes ago, that there was an incident going on in China, where in the rural parts of China, they went to the bank to get their money, and their money was missing. Now I made a video on this, and nobody listened to me, and I said it was possibly coming to the United States. Matter of fact, roll the clips. Nah, what if they ain't got a franchise? What if you was in America and you decided to walk outside to your BB&T or your TD Bank or your Chevy Chase or whatever they call Capital One? You decide to go to one of those banks, right? Try to withdraw money and they say, nah, they ain't got your money. And you like, no, my check was just deposited here. I know they got my money. I gotta pay rent, I gotta pay mortgage, I gotta pay whatever. And they're like, no, sorry, you can't get your money, we invested it. Now, after hearing that, after hearing all that great conversation, those great words that great man, PeaCoat Slim, said, after seeing in the background that dude getting drugged down the steps, you feel me? Because they went in there asking for their money, and they ain't had their money. What do you think is gonna happen when it comes here? Well, guess what? We found out what happens when it comes here. Absolutely nothing's gonna happen. What do you mean, PeaCoat? Roll the film.
And everybody's missing money. I'm also missing money, over $1,300, and they're telling me to call customer service. And they keep hanging up on people. This another person here is also missing money. So we're trying to see what's going on. Money's missing today, and we need our money. And they're already telling us to call customer service, and customer service ain't doing nothing about it. So just a heads up, if anybody's experiencing this, please let us know, because this is not right.
These people showed up to Bank of America to get their money, and for some reason their money wasn't there, allegedly. The staff was panicked. Customer service hanging up. People acting like they don't know where your bread is. What do you do in that situation? I asked back then, what do you do in that situation? Everybody ignored it. Everybody ignored it. Everybody ignored it. Now it happened in real life here. A test run, just to see what they're gonna do. Bank of America, BOA, allegedly. They ran a test run. They saw those people, all different people from different communities lined up. This is that unity thing I'm talking about. And we have to keep going back to that unity thing. Because back to that officer thing that I was talking about in Cop City, that was a person who was more fair-skinned than dark-skinned, and those fair-skinned people was out there riding with Antifa. You go to the the Nichols guy, you see what happened to him. He was a black guy, and he got beat up by all black people that looked like a gang initiation. Probably some Blue Lives Matter type stuff, allegedly. Allegedly. I'm just saying. Bank of America took these people money, allegedly. Nobody knew what to do. Maybe you should put your money in crypto. But you just seen how homeboy did all that fraud with the crypto, and he right now in the government's possession. By the government's possessions, I think they filed some charges on him. They indicted him. They took his money, or most of his money. But then again, he gave a lot of his money to them before he even got indicted. So that was like kind of like, I'm not even sure if that's a payment. Do they have to give that back? Like, we should be asking these questions. If this freed guy, you know, from the Ponzi scheme, the crypto Ponzi scheme, if he gave money to different entities, and then it was later found out that it was a Ponzi scheme, do those different entities have to give the money back to the people in which he scammed? If they're government entities? If it's political? You know what I mean? These are the people that print the money in my eyes. So they should just give the money back. You know what I mean? They could just add a 1 cent tax on something crazy. You know? Add an extra 1 cent to the bag tax and give it to themselves. That's all they do. That's all they do when they trying to get us. Y'all might have to start living off the land. Or getting y'all money in gold. Because ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. They gonna sit here and tell me that my money ain't there, it's missing, and I ain't do nothing to it. How'd you do that? Where they do that at? They ain't even freeze your accounts, they stole your accounts. It's wild, bro. As you know, Meg and Tory actually happened. That's right, it actually happened. At the end of last year, there was a court case that went down that did not go in the favor of what general public thought was gonna happen. And we're still in disbelief in the general public because we've all heard the evidence. We know what circumstantial evidence is. We know what lying is. We know what immunity means. We know if people ask for immunity, that means that they did something and somehow, some way are trying to clear their name. We all know that. But at the end of the day, the jury said such things that I guess Tory was guilty. Here's the video that I prepared and put out right after it happened.
But
Yep.
I never put my hands on anybody. I never raised my voice too loud. Like, this was one of them times where it was like, it shouldn't have got this crazy.
It shouldn't have escalated to
Right.
the way that it did.
So I get out the car and it's like everything happens so fast. And all I hear is this man screaming. He said, "Dance, bitch." And he started shooting. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Testifying on the trial, the question was this: they asked her, "Did you hear someone yell 'dance, bitch'?" She said, "Now where did that come from?"
You lied on national TV. Megan said yes. He said, you lied to Detective Stockman. She said yes. He said, you lied about having an intimate relationship with Tory. She said yes.
Third, the jury found her credible enough to say, we're going to side with her.
All I'm gonna say is this bitch be lying, bro.
In other news, That's It, That's All episode I just did recently, y'all need to check it out. It's about the weather, because I found out some crazy stuff that y'all need to get on to. Like, what is cloud seeding? Y'all need to find out what that is. You ever been thinking that the clouds are weird, they fake, the weather's funny, hurricanes come from a certain spot? Make sure y'all check out the episode. And for y'all, matter of fact, real life question of the week. Would you like a painful truth or a profitable lie? As you can see, great people, you see those big holes in the crowd, and behind the holes it's really light behind there? So my question to you is, what are these clouds and where do they come from? Who invented them? Or who is manipulating them? Maybe you've seen this before. Or maybe you have seen these towers before as well. What are these things called? What do they do? I'll tell you. It's called a cloud seeding machine. Interesting name, right? Probably wondering what cloud seeding is. That's what I would be wondering right now. But what I found out cloud seeding is a weather modifier that is primarily used to increase the rain and snowfall. Now, it is also used at the same time to decrease the fog and the size of hail. I want you to think about that as we go to the other side of the world, because this is what we're really here for. What's going on in Senegal? This building right here is the United Nations building. Yeah, that's right. Belongs to the United Nations organization. It's in Senegal. Now, this building oddly looks like a certain type of weather condition, doesn't it? That's what I see. Look at the flat earth right there for their logo. Just saying, I'm just saying. But for y'all who like the round earth, let's go ahead and take a zoom in on Senegal. Right? And then when you stay on that same line, for some reason it leads right to the Caribbean. What am I getting at? This chart right here. These are the hurricanes over the past 100+ years. Do you notice anything strange? Especially around that area. Yeah, that's right. Starts on that area, and then it moves all the way across the Atlantic Ocean, and it becomes a hurricane. And this is what it does when it gets to us. This is Katrina, by the way. Katrina.
Y'all catching me late night. These glasses right here, this is a part of the PeaCoat Slim Fit. It's part of the outfit. It was given by Antonio and Company. Make sure y'all go to the link. I got a 30% code. Y'all better use it. You better use it. Other than that, make sure you hit the www.peacoatslim.com. Hit the store button. After you hit the store button, we just put out some new merch. Y'all seen the trailer park, Kevin? Y'all better copy out something. Get you a mug, something like that. Drink some. Wish they smoked some, but y'all ain't at it. They say it's times like this we learn to love again. And then it's times like this when we straight bossing on y'all.
My love for God elevates past behaviors. My vegan power is one with nature. Understand who's the owners and players of this game called life. Disrespect come from distant haters, but my love for God elevates past behaviors. My vegan power is one with nature.